In this episode, we're going to cover a couple different topics. I'm going to show you how to install a Mishimoto radiator, as well as some subframe connectors we got from Mazda Motorsport directly. You'll notice that there is a distinct lack of my co-host, Drake. He's studying under the master at AP Moto Arts on how to build race-winning motorcycles. If you're going to race competitively, one thing you may need to do is focus on sponsorships, whether it's money to help campaign or parts. You can try and get sponsorships from local businesses just to give you the money to go campaign, to pay for gas and entry fees and tires, or you can talk to companies directly and try and get the parts you need at a discount or sometimes even free. The trick, though, is to make sure that you're doing good on your sponsorship. Nobody likes spending money to get nothing in return. Recently, Mishimoto opened up to entry-level sponsorship opportunities. We submitted a sponsorship request, and we were granted the sponsorship request based on previous cars that I've built. I've used Mishimoto in the past and absolutely love the product. We got us a nice radiator for the Mazda. If you're not familiar with Mishimoto, they are one of the world leaders in cooling technologies for the automotive industry. They do radiators, they do intercoolers, oil coolers, catch cans, just about anything you can think to help keep your car cool. For starters, you want to take the radiator cap off, unplug your fan. You have 2 bolts up here and 2 in the exact same spot at the bottom. You're going to take those off to access the fan. And then you have 1 bolt on either side of the radiator holding it in. Undo your top and bottom coolant hoses after you've already drained the radiator. Alright, so we got us a performance Mishimoto radiator to keep the engine temperatures more manageable while we're racing. These pins will have to come out. Just remove the small C-clip and the pin will slide right out. These rubber bushings will need to be transferred over to your new radiator. One of the nice things about campaigning a Mazda is that you have access to Mazda Motorsport. It is a direct link to the manufacturer's motorsport division. When you sign up, if you're approved, then you get access to competition-only parts at a discount. There is one caveat, though, is that you're not allowed to sell the parts that you buy from them. So don't get any bright ideas about buying 6 sets of motor mounts and then trying to sell them to recoup some of the cost on building your car. Please don't ruin it for the rest of us. This is Mazda's Motorsport website. It's easy to navigate, and you have a parts store as well as news and events about the Mazda community. We got these subframe connectors from Mazda Motorsport. As you can see, the factory subframe has a weak point. It's shaped like a V. Once you get the new piece in there, it will now be a triangle, which is one of the stronger forms in nature. You're going to start off by cleaning it and degreasing it. Then we're going to grind away the paint, place the part where it needs to go, and make sure that everywhere that we're going to weld is clean and free of paint, dirt, oil, and debris. When you begin welding, take your time and work from one side to the other side to minimize possible warpage due to heat. I would run a bead along one and then go to the other side and run a bead along the other and let it cool for a minute before I would continue. I would like to give a shout out to SNS Mazda Parts. You can find them on Facebook. Alex was kind enough to hook us up with a subframe for our Mazda. Turns out ours had been in a wreck and slightly bent. It was binding up the suspension on the right hand side. Alex got us one shipped out. From the time I spoke with him to the time it was at my door was about 3 days. It was packaged really well, and there were some goodies in there that I'll show you later. You can find SNS Mazda Parts on Facebook. I will have a link to them below in the channel description. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and feel free to comment at the bottom. If you have any ideas on what we can do for future videos, in addition to the Mazda Miata race car, feel free to comment and let us know.